You wake up every day feeling like you are missing something truly important. The world around you moves rapidly, while you feel stuck in a never-ending cycle. Let's break down why life turned into watching others succeed, instead of walking your own path. Social media creates the illusion that everyone else achieves success faster and easier than you. We only see the edited highlights of other lives, forgetting about their real struggles and efforts. Comparing yourself to this ideal image is a guaranteed way to feel like a failure. Most of the time, we operate on autopilot, performing routine tasks without any real awareness. When actions become a habit, the brain stops recording events, and days blur into one gray smudge. This is exactly why it feels like the year flew by, leaving only vague memories. We fear making the wrong choice, so we often end up doing nothing at all. Inaction feels safe, but it actually steals our most valuable asset: the time to make mistakes. The fear of failure paralyzes us more than the risk of heading into the unknown. Many of us live with the belief that real life will only start after a certain event. We wait for graduation or a special moment to finally start feeling happy. In pursuit of this ghostly tomorrow, we completely ignore the present day. To stop the feeling that time is slipping away, you need to learn how to consciously slow down. The practice of being present here and now gives you back control over your emotions and thoughts. Only a conscious moment becomes the building block from which a real life is constructed. Global goals often seem terrifying and unreachable, which makes us want to give up. Break your path into tiny, actionable steps that can be completed today without overwhelming effort. Each small achievement proves to your brain that you are capable of influencing your reality. Your environment shapes your worldview and your expectations of life. Try to limit contact with those who constantly complain or devalue your efforts. Fill your space with information and people who inspire you to take action. Your life will never look like a perfect Instagram movie, and that is perfectly okay. Accepting your own uniqueness, with all your mistakes and imperfections, releases a huge amount of tension. It is your personal quirks that make your experience valuable and truly yours. Life is not passing you by as long as you choose action over fear. Today, pick one thing you have been putting off and spend just 5 minutes working on it. You are the one in control of your time, and your journey begins with this simple decision. Someone else's success in your feed is always just the front door. You see the beautiful shots, but you have no idea what it actually cost them to get there. Remember that social media only shows the showcase, not the real life behind the scenes. Cognitive distortion makes us believe in false ideals we see everywhere around us. Your brain mistakenly assumes that if everyone else is successful, there must be something wrong with you. In reality, most people are just experts at hiding their own struggles. You see the perfect finale, but you miss the hundreds of failed takes that were left on the cutting room floor. Behind every beautiful picture, there is a mountain of boring and hard work. Stop comparing your rough draft to someone else's final edit. Envy is a toxic poison that drains the energy you need for your own goals. Instead of being angry at someone else's victories, use them as a practical example of what is possible. Free yourself from this feeling so you can fully focus on your own path. We constantly try to live up to others' expectations, wasting our strength on someone else's game. It's like dragging a heavy crate that has absolutely nothing to do with your own goals. Drop this weight, because you don't owe anyone a performance. Comparing yourself to others is a losing strategy where you will always end up feeling like you're behind. Every person has their own unique pace and their own starting point. Your only worthy competitor is the person you were yesterday. Sometimes you just need to go offline to finally hear your own thoughts. Constant digital noise drowns out your intuition and keeps you from knowing what you really want. Try staying alone without notifications for at least a couple of hours. The real world around you is tangible and provides truly vivid emotions. Unlike the flat pixels on your phone, everything here is filled with meaning and movement. Start looking away from your screen and noticing the details around you instead. Your true worth is not measured by the number of likes or approval in the comment section. You are self-sufficient and unique simply because you exist. Start relying on your own real achievements rather than virtual numbers. Stop spending your energy living in someone else's profile and envying their pictures. It's time to close the feed and start writing your own story. Your life begins the moment you take responsibility for your own actions. When you have too many options, you hit analysis paralysis, where fear of the wrong choice stops you completely. Your brain panics over the perfect path and ends up choosing nothing at all. Making any move is infinitely better than staying frozen in place. The most critical move in any project is simply starting, regardless of whether conditions are perfect. Your anxiety about the unknown evaporates the second you actually take action. Take that one tiny first step right now to kickstart your momentum. Failure isn't a dead end. It's a free lesson you've already paid for with your own time. If you never make mistakes, it's a sign you're avoiding growth and playing it too safe. Every wrong result teaches you exactly how to do it better next time. True courage isn't the absence of fear, but the ability to act even when you're terrified. You must learn to do what scares you, because that is exactly where your growth is hiding. Fear is just a signal that you are finally stepping out of your comfort zone. Massive goals often look intimidating, which is exactly why your brain tries to find excuses to quit. Break your big project into tiny, bite-sized tasks that you can finish in one sitting. Once you stop looking at the whole mountain and just focus on one step, you'll reach the top. The hardest part of any task is bridging the gap between thinking about it and actually doing it. Just tell yourself you will work for only 5 minutes, and you'll find the flow happens automatically. Once you are in motion, the resistance you felt earlier will completely disappear. Procrastination usually isn't about being lazy. It's your brain trying to protect you from the discomfort of a new task. Understand that this initial feeling of unease is just a temporary phase of development. Trick your brain by starting the task anyway, and you will regain control. Once you catch momentum, your fear turns into excitement, and the work starts feeling effortless. Action generates its own energy, and every next step becomes easier than the one before it. Your only goal is to keep the rhythm going until you feel that internal drive. When you see tangible progress, your brain releases the dopamine needed to keep you moving forward. You must record your small wins so you don't accidentally devalue all the effort you've put in. Analyze what worked, apply it, and watch your efficiency climb. You can only break the paralysis of choice through decisive action, rather than hunting for the perfect plan. Today, you made a choice, and that alone puts you ahead of everyone still stuck in doubt. Stop overthinking how life should look and start making it happen yourself. Mindfulness is just a practical tool to help you stop living entirely inside your head. When you focus on your breathing, you pull your attention back into the present moment. This simple practice turns a standard day into a much deeper and more vivid experience. Paying attention to small details makes your subjective experience of time feel much slower and richer. When you stop rushing, you start noticing patterns and beauty that you previously ignored. A life filled with awareness feels 10 times longer than a life spent on autopilot. Your environment, including your social media feed, directly sets your internal standard for what is normal. You need to aggressively prune your subscriptions to remove sources that only drain your motivation. Curate your digital space to include tools and people that actually challenge you to grow. You are effectively the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If your inner circle only complains, that negativity will eventually become your own default mindset. Choose to surround yourself with people who are already building what you want to achieve. Think of your brain as a high-performance biological computer that requires consistent, high-quality fuel. When you neglect your basic physical needs, you are essentially handicapping your own cognitive potential. Prioritize your recovery as aggressively as you prioritize your work goals. Sleep is not wasted time, but the fundamental requirement for all your mental and emotional stability. You cannot build a sustainable life if you are constantly running on fumes and exhaustion. Treat your rest period as a non-negotiable part of your professional strategy. You cannot just grind indefinitely without hitting a wall of inevitable burnout. True efficiency comes from knowing when to push hard and when to fully disconnect to recharge. Build a rhythm that you can actually maintain for the long haul, rather than short, explosive bursts. Atomic habits are tiny, effortless actions that seem insignificant on their own, but compound over time. By focusing on small, daily improvements, You rewire your brain to stop seeing tasks as overwhelming. Consistency is the secret weapon that separates those who dream from those who actually finish. Flow is that unique state where your skills perfectly match the challenge, and you lose all sense of time. When you find work that engages you this deeply, you stop counting the minutes until you can finish. This is the ultimate peak performance state that makes hard work feel like a game. Most people are obsessed with managing their time, but the real key is managing your energy levels. If you have time but zero energy, you will accomplish absolutely nothing of value. Focus on protecting your focus and capacity, and the time management will take care of itself. Acceptance isn't about giving up. It's about acknowledging your reality without judgment. Once you accept where you are, you stop wasting energy fighting the unchangeable present. This creates the necessary mental space to finally plan your next move forward. Stop pretending everything is perfect. Radical honesty about your failures is incredibly liberating. When you own your mistakes instead of hiding them, they lose their power over you. Authenticity builds genuine connection, whereas a fake facade only isolates you further. You were not born to be a carbon copy of someone else's definition of success. Your unique perspectives, weird interests, and specific struggles are precisely what make you valuable. Stop trying to fit into a mold that wasn't designed for you. True freedom begins the moment you stop seeking validation from people who don't matter. When you stop caring what they think, you reclaim the power to direct your own life. This liberation allows you to pursue what genuinely brings you fulfillment. Your life is the movie, and you must hold the only remote control. You've spent too long on pause, waiting for the perfect moment or outside permission. It is time to take charge and aggressively press play on your own narrative. Do not chase instant perfection. Instead, chase the subtle commitment to being slightly better than you were yesterday. Focus on sustainable, daily progress rather than dramatic, short-term transformations. A long-term vision makes today's small efforts feel meaningful. Life is not a passive experience. It is a persistent process of moving forward through choices. Your actions, however small, are the fuel that creates real change in your reality. Action is the antidote to anxiety and the key to unlocking progress. You must foster a genuine belief in your own capacity to learn, adapt, and grow. This internal confidence isn't about knowing the future. It's about trusting your ability to navigate it. Belief is the foundation upon which all decisive action is built. The perfect time to start was yesterday, but the second best time is exactly right now. Do not wait for a sign or a push. Simply close your eyes and take the leap into action. Today is the only day you have to begin building the life you want. You are the main character, and your story is waiting for you to begin. If this export breakdown helped you understand the trap, follow for more steps on breaking free. Take control, press play, and start living your own life today.